Online assessment in MOOCs, and online assessment can be used in addition to MOOCs. If you are teaching in online mode, if you are using any of your virtual and live platforms like Google Meet or Zoom or any other such type of platforms, or if you are using Google Classroom, so how you are going to assess your students? So we have two aspects for assessing assessment in online education. One is if you are going to use certain tools, like there are many tools which you can use for your assessment purpose. One tool is Kahoot, another is Quizzes, one is Mentimeter. So there are many other tools also. You can use any of these tools, and these tools can be used with your Google Classroom as well. And if you see, when you do assessment with these tools, you can use these tools in another ways also, like you can share the link of your assessment in your WhatsApp group, or you can directly assess by sharing the quiz in live mode, or you can use your prepared quiz with your participants or your students by using Microsoft Teams or Canvas or any type of LMS or Google Classroom. So one way is like you can use some certain tools, online assessment tools. Other way is if you are going for online assessment, you can use Google Classroom, or you can use Canvas, or you can use Moodle. So you can do assessment by using these type of LMS. In LMS, you can use quizzes further, and in LMS, you can give assignment to your students. So we'll discuss both these aspects one by one. So we'll start with the assessment with LMS. So first of all, we'll discuss assessment in Moodle, then we'll see assessment in Google Classroom, and then we'll discuss 2 or 3 tools you can use separately, or you can use these tools in your LMS also. So if we open Moodle, open your Moodle site. This is your Moodle site. If you see your Moodle site, you will be able to locate these certain main of the things, like this is your Moodle site name, and then you will be able to locate the courses which you have added on your Moodle site. That's like I have added this core introduction to educational research. Another one is advanced educational research. So you can open your course, but before that you are to get your editing on. If you don't get the editing on for your Moodle site, so then you will not be able to do editing for your course. So first of all, get your editing on. If you get your editing on, you will be able to see these pencils or the editing symbols which you can use for editing your Moodle site. So what we are interested in, we are interested in going for assessment, how you can do assessment in Moodle. So like Dr. Samir has discussed with you H5P, that is also a plugin which you can use in Moodle also. So that can also be used as a part of interactive content development, or you can also use that H5P plugin as a mode of assessment in Moodle. So the main thing which we do with Moodle in assessment is giving assignments to your students. So how we can give assignment to our students? Just see, you can start with any quiz, or you can start with any assignment in the form of previous knowledge testing, and you can add this your assignment here also. This is the first introductory section of your Moodle course. Otherwise, go in your content section and click on add an activity or resource. This is the button which you will be able to see when you scroll down, and uh, and your editing is on. Then you have to click on add an activity or resource. Because assignment is an activity, you can specifically locate it under activities. Click on assignment. Give assignment to your students. So this is assignment name. Give assignment to your students. If you click on display description on course page, then it will be convenient for students that they will be able to see, like if you have written assignment and then if you display the description on the course page, then they will not have to, there will not be any need of clicking on the assignment, and then they will see what the assignment is. So you have to click on display description on the course page, so that on the superficial look, they can see what the assignment has been given by the teacher. Now you are using Moodle site as a teacher. We will see how the assignment will be submitted by the students, how the Moodle site will look to the student, and how the student will upload their assignment, and how the teacher will check their assignment and resubmit the feedback files or the assignment back to their students, and how the students will find their checked assignment. So sometimes it's like this, like here, when you scroll down after giving the assignment and displaying description on the course page, there is a button, additional file. As a teacher, you can provide certain framework to your students if you want some certain specific framework for your assignments, certain specific, if you want to have certain sort of particular pattern to be followed by all the students. So you can give some additional files for their reference. So in that case, you can drag and drop files here from your system. So if you don't want to give any specific pattern, then scroll down. And now just see allow submission from. This is availability of your assignment. Today is 27th of February, so it is enabled. So due date is 6th of February. You can get it, you can extend it also. You can give, you can be more liberal. You can assign 10th of the March, then cutoff date, you can also enable it. Or it is not that much required. If you don't want to give, then leave it. Otherwise, Moodle will remind you to grade by. Moodle shows you the option that like students are submitting assignment by 10th of the March, and Moodle will remind you to grade the assignments by 13th. So you can enhance, you can increase the date like from 13th or 15th, or you can keep it 11th. So it's up to you. Because Moodle will remind you. You will not have to remember like who is submitting. So it will remind you to grade the assignment submitted by the students. Then see feedback files. Feedback files. This is also very important. Feedback file. What are the pattern which you want to follow in your feedback files? Like feedback comments. You want to give comments, feedback as if in the form of feedback comments to your students, or you want to annotate PDF which students are submitting. Offline grading worksheets we are not using, we are just going in a completely online mode. Then feedback files, if you want to send back the checked assignments, like in offline mode, what we do as a teacher, most of the time we check our assignments with red pen, we do underlining, or we add something, or we delete something. So in that case, you most of the times you return the assignments to your students, and they are the checked assignments. So here also in online mode, you can send back the feedback files. So keep it on. Just see the next option is also very important. Comment in line. When you check the assignments of your students with red pen, so you give comments. So you have to click on yes. So this is the option feedback types. How do you want to give feedback to your students? You want to give feedback comments and all these things. Then submission setting. This section is for students. What setting teacher is going to do for the students to submit the assignment? First is, if you are clicking on yes, require students to click on the submit buttons. Then students are uploading their assignment. Then Moodle will ask them to click on the submit button. So or otherwise it will be automatically submitted, but it is good to click on yes, so that they can ensure that they are submitting the right assignment. Second is require that students accept the submission statement. It is also good to keep it on yes. It will when we'll open the account like a student, then we'll see how the students will see the submission statement before submitting their assignment. There will be a statement that I conform to the conditions and this is my original work, such type of statements. Attempts reopened. Most of the time I keep it never. Like students submit the assignment, they keep on submitting again. If manually they can submit or automatically until pass, like automatically until pass, like students keep on submitting the assignment until they get qualified for the exam. So keep it never, or it's up to you, whatever settings or whatever, which type of options or freedom you want to give to your students. You can set up the grades. Maximum grades are 100. Simple direct grading we are giving. Grade to pass, I can keep it 40. So you can use all these things and then save and return to course. Now what I have done, I have added the assignment Kerala. Now my task is over. I'm a teacher, my task is over. Now I am done with my job. I have logged out. Now the task of student start. Now I'm a student. I am opening Moodle site with my own account from my student's account. I have been enrolled in the course. I am able to show you this account because I have enrolled myself in my Moodle site. I have created my Moodle site as a teacher, but in addition to that, I have enrolled myself as a student also with different email ID. So as a student, I will enroll and I will see how the assignment appears to student and how the students will be able to upload their completed work. This is the account which I have created for the student. I will open this course in which I have been enrolled. So this is the assignment available to me. As a student, I am able to see this assignment, but I have many options which I am not able to do. Like I am not able to do editing. Just see what I am able to do is merely just to see the course content. As a teacher, you can edit the things, but as a student, you will not be able to edit the things. So I will open it like a student. This is the assignment which my teacher has given. My teacher has given me write an essay on types of research. One thing we have missed, let me see. I have not set it the file types. I will do editing on. I will click on add an activity or resource. I will click on assignment. We'll give the name to assignment. I will display description on the course page. If I want to give certain framework for the student to be followed, then I will get the files uploaded. Otherwise, I will scroll down. Just see submission file type. We have missed this section. Submission type should be online text also. Like sometimes your students don't have their laptops with them and they are moving with their mobile phones only. So online text should be the option available to them. We can keep the word limits also. If you keep the word limits, you will have to click on enable. Only then this section will be available to you to get edited. File types. This is important section which we missed. Accepted file types. You can keep accepted files, all file types, or audio files, or PDF, or image files. So keep all file types, because it's always good to keep all file types. Most of the time students submit in different patterns. If you want to specify it, then you can also specify it. Feedback types we have already done with it. Feedback files. Comment inline. Yes, we want to give comment inline as a teacher. Submission setting. Require student to click the submit button. Click on yes. Require that students accept the submission statement. Before submitting their assignment, they will be presented with a submission statement. So click on yes. Attempts reopened. You can keep it never, or you can keep it open. You can set the grades also for your assignment. Grades to pass. You can fix these or save and return to course. Now we'll submit the assignment as student. This is the student account. No attempt I have made. So what I will do, my teacher has given me the task of write an essay on types of research. So what I will do, I will add submission. The options which my teacher has given is I can add online text. I can submit the file. I have prepared the assignment on types of research. I will click here. I can drag and drop files here. So I will click on choose file. I can select some text from my system. So I can take it as an exemplary option. I will upload this file. Now this file has been uploaded. As a student, I am going to submit this file. Then I will click on save changes. Till now, just see it is not submitted. This is draft and this is not submitted. Whatever the student things are students doing or following, as a teacher you need to guide them. Like sometimes students say we have submitted but it is showing draft not submitted, not graded. So what he or she is to do, the student is to click on submit assignment, because we have kept the option of clicking on submit button before submitting the assignment. This is the assignment which have been uploaded. Now click on. The student can edit the submission also, remove it, and can change the submission file with another file. But he is to click on submit assignment. This is submission statement. Like this assignment is my own work, except where I have acknowledged the use of the works of other people. Are you sure you want to submit this work for grading? You will not be able to make any more changes because I have kept attempts never reopened. So I will agree with this condition and I will continue. Now the assignment from student side is submitted for grading. As a student, I have submitted my assignment for grading. Now, as a student, my task is over. Now again, I will become teacher. I will open my account. If I don't check the assignment, so Moodle will remind me to grade by the date which I have specified. I have specified 13th of March. So if I don't check the assignment, then Moodle will ask me to check the assignment. So this was the assignment which I have given now. Just see, out of total 27 students, only one student has submitted the assignment. So I will see, view all submissions. I will see how many students have submitted the assignment. No submission, no submission, no submission, no submission, no student has submitted, because only one student has submitted. For an example, I have enrolled myself as a student and I have submitted the assignment. So I will find myself as a student and I will check her assignment. This is the assignment which I submitted. I have enrolled myself with different email ID in this course. So I will grade this assignment. I will click on where I should click. I will click on grade. I will click on grade. So this is the file, or this is the assignment which the student has submitted. This is the option to give grade to students. This is the option to give feedback comments like very good or some other comment you want to give. And this is the option where you will have to send the checked file. So first of all, the first task is of mine is, as a teacher, I will open this assignment. I will check this assignment. I will open this assignment. So now I will check this assignment. I will click on review. This is the review button. Click on new comment. Like this is education. If you want to change it, then add the comment. Whatever you want to add, you can add. So this is the way you keep on checking your assignment. You can give some name. And save in your system. Now you will again your Moodle account. This is your Moodle site. You were checking your assignment. You have checked the assignment. You have given the inline comments also. Now grades can be given. You can give the grades to your student. Feedback comments. Good, but need modification. After revision, submission can be done. And this is the option where you can add the feedback files and can send the feedback files back to your students. Click on choose file. This is the checked assignment. I have uploaded this assignment in Moodle. Now it is showing save changes or save and show next. If some other assignments have also been added by the students, then you can click on save and show next. If you click on save and show next, you will see like this is the assignment submitted by Madhuri Huda. If you click on this, so another student will appear. So this is another student, Vidyanand. So he has not submitted. So leave it, because we have graded our assignment submitted by the students. Now we'll see how the student will see his submitted assignment, his checked assignment. Now we'll again open the student account. This is the student's account. I will see it was the assignment given by my teacher. I will open it. I submitted for grading. Grading status is graded. It has been graded by the teacher. When it was graded? At 2:23. File submission. 70 marks have been given by my teacher. Graded on 27 February. टीचर का नेम आ जाएगा. फीडबैक कमेंट्स मिल जाएंगे आपको जो टीचर ने आपको दिए हैं. गुड बट नीड मॉडिफिकेशन. And this is feedback file. If you open it, it is checked file. This is checked file. So this is the way how assignments can be given in Moodle and how the assignments will be checked in Moodle.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
Moodle is only for organizations, or one individual teacher can have her own Moodle?
Individual teacher can create his or her own Moodle site and he can add courses on that Moodle site also.
Okay, so do we have to pay something or it is free?
It is free of cost. You can use free version, and if you want to run your courses with more additional features, so in that case you can go for paid versions.
Okay.
Otherwise free version can be used, and Moodle can be used for organization level also. Moodle
Yeah.
for large organizations. So institutions have taken the subscription of Moodle and they are running their institutional courses on Moodle also. But if your institute is not using Moodle and you want to create your Moodle site and you want to run your own courses on Moodle, so you can run and you can design, develop and deliver courses with your Moodle site.
Yeah, so individually also I can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, free version is only for 45 days.
But you will have to keep on updating it. Like if you keep on working with Moodle and like simultaneously, like after 10 days, 20 days, you are using continuously. Like this is my Moodle free site and I am using continuously specifically for the training sessions.
Okay, so if you are updating, we are not to pay for that.
No, you will not have to pay for that, but you need to be active with your Moodle site.
Okay.
If you keep on using it regularly, so it will not be inactivated and it will be in regular use.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So this was the students' Moodle site. So now we'll log out from it. And we'll again open our own Moodle site. As a teacher, I'm again opening the Moodle site. So my task of giving assignment, checking the assignment, sending the feedback file is over. What I did, everything was done by Moodle. What I did, I just opened the assignment and just I checked it. First, I assigned the work to them. I had given them assignment. Then I opened the assignment, how many students have submitted. Then I check the assignment and Moodle will send these assignments specifically to the individual students. So this is the way how we can add assignments to our Moodle site. So another way is if you want to give questions or essay type questions or long answer questions or short answer questions, or if you want to use quiz in your Moodle, so this can also be done. Open your.
Excuse me.
Yes.
How we can upload the list of our students?
So this is a separate section, user enrollment. If we have time, so we can also talk about that. User enrollment can be done manually one by one, or it can be done in bulk also. So every step of Moodle requires some specific step, 5-6 steps. So you are to follow those steps. You need specific training in Moodle if you want to use Moodle in your classroom.
I am using, but that is already programmed.
Okay.
From institution.
Okay, so institution might have enrolled the learners.
Yes, everything is done, and the institution separate team admin is available.
Okay, fine. That's good. But if you want to create your own Moodle site and you are enrolling your students, so that is a different thing. And there are some specific steps which you are to follow. Like user enrollment can be done manually, one by one, every student can be enrolled. So students, not only students, the teachers are also users. User enrollment means enrolling everyone in the course. Like you will enroll other teachers also as your colleagues for teaching the course. Like there can be 2 or 3 or 4 courses on your Moodle site, so they are also users. Their students are also users. So that is a different thing. If we have time, then we'll discuss that also.
Thank you.
So we'll get the editing on. We'll scroll down and we'll see where we are to add quiz or other question answers or other things. We are to again click on add an activity or resource. You are to click on quiz. This is quiz. You are to give name to this quiz. You are to give description about this quiz. If you click on display description on course page, then students will be able to see the description about your quiz on the course page itself. So they will not have to click on the quiz and till last they will see how many questions are there. You can still add some more description point. Then you can set the timings of the quiz also. When we are opening this quiz on 27, then you are to get clicked on enable. We are opening this quiz now. We can also get it later on. If you want to change the date, you can change it also. Like you can keep it 28 or 1st or 2nd, whatever you want to give the date. You can set the closing time of the quiz also. If you want to keep it open till 6th of March, for 1 week time you want to keep this quiz open, so you can set it that way also. Time limit can be set. 20 minutes can be given if it is 20 marks quiz. When time open attempts are submitted automatically. Sometimes we attempt only 10 questions and then we leave the quiz. So open attempts are submitted automatically. Sometimes whatever you attempt then can be submitted automatically. Then grades can be given. Grades to pass, I am assigning 5. Attempts allowed, unlimited attempts can be given. Like sometimes students want to take unlimited attempts, or you can give 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 will be okay. Like 5 times they can attempt the same quiz. This is grading method is highest grade. You can keep the average of all the 5 attempts. You can keep it average. Like if students attempt for 5 times that quiz, so Moodle will give them the average grade for all the 5 times. Or sometimes students want the highest grade to be included, to be counted, sorry. So you can give highest grade. Layout, like one question on new page you want one question, or you want 2 question at 5 question, every 5 question on one screen, or every question on one page, it is also okay. So you can set all these things. Then save and return to course. Now quiz have been added by me, but this quiz doesn't have, just see, you will not find any question in this quiz. No questions have been added yet because I don't have any question bank in my quiz. So what I will do, what I will do, I will add some questions in my Moodle account. I will add a question bank in my Moodle account. So before adding the question bank in my Moodle account, I will have to prepare a question bank in my Moodle account. So what I will do, I will open, because Moodle takes icon format quiz. So that icon format quiz is available in Notepad only. So you are to open Notepad. This is Notepad. You can make question, then you can answer. This is the pattern which you can use. So I'm sharing the pattern. You can take a picture of that. You can click the screen. This is the icon format which you can use for framing the questions. Like you are not supposed to write question and answer. You are to follow this pattern. This is the icon format which Moodle takes. You can take a click of this. Now, so let us see how the Moodle, we can prepare question bank in Moodle. We have prepared a quiz outside the Moodle, but it has not been uploaded. So what I will do, then I will open again my Moodle account. On the right side, just see, this is Introduction to Educational Research. On the right side, this is the setting button. This is my paper name and this is the setting button for this paper. So I will click on this button. Then I will click on more. See, course administration and users, everything can be done with this. I will click on question bank. I will click here on icon format because Moodle takes only the icon format. These are the mandatory columns, red mark columns, which you are to get it marked. Here I will choose file. Because I have already prepared a question bank in Notepad, I will search for that. The question bank which I prepared in Notepad, I saved in icon format. So it is available in my system. I will open it. I will select it and then I will upload this file. This is the question bank which is to be imported in Moodle. Now I clicked on import. I will click on continue. These questions have been imported in Moodle. Again, I will, now what I have done, I have added only the quiz, but I have not added the questions. First phase. In second phase, what I did, I prepared a question, I prepared some questions in Notepad. I saved those questions in icon format. I uploaded and imported those questions in the form of question bank in Moodle. Now I will open the quiz which I prepared, but it is showing no questions have been added yet. Just see on the screen, it is visible on this pink bar. No questions have been added yet. So how I will add the questions? I will click on edit quiz. See where I can add, just see, this is the button, add button. You will be able to locate my cursor. This is the add button. Just see on right side, this is the add button, inverted triangle add button. So you are to click on here. You will find the option. You can add new question. So there will be many options available to you. Like there are many options. You can add these questions, multiple questions, short answer questions, true false questions. long answer questions, essay type questions, matching, whatever you want to do, you can add. But a single question can be added this way. But we are interested in adding with question bank. So we will click on add from question bank. From question bank, we have prepared the question bank. As we have imported the question, I will select 20 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what I have done, I have added 20 questions and I will click on add selected questions to the quiz. Now these 20 questions 20, quiz open, closes on 6th March. So I have added 20 questions. These are 20 questions. Still you can delete the question or add more questions randomly or from question bank or from the options available and given by Moodle. So click on save. Now this quiz is saved. Now, as a teacher, now you have added the quiz for your students. This was the paper where I added the quiz. I will see whether my quiz is available to be attempted. I will open it. Earlier it was showing no questions have been added yet on a pink bar. Now it is showing attempts allowed 5. Oh, the quiz opened on 27th February to 36. Quiz will close on Saturday, 6th March. And attempt quiz now. It is showing that it is ready to be attempted. Now my task as a teacher is over. I will see how the student will attempt the quiz. Now I open this account as a student. This is the quiz which has been assigned by teacher. It is showing attempt quiz now. Now I'm a student. It is saying that your attempt will have a limit of 20 minutes. You will, when you start, the timer will begin to count down and cannot be paused. You must finish your attempt before it expires. Are you sure you want to start now? Yes. Start attempt. Now time has started. This is quiz navigation. Just see, not yet answered question 1, marks out of 1. Dash are used when you want to visually examine the relationship between two quantitative variables. You can go to next page. Because we have kept the option of showing one question at one page. This is one page that when the coefficient of correlation is computed to be minus 0.95, means that the relationship between two variables is strong and negative. Okay. So we'll keep, if we click on next page, so next question will be presented to us. So in this way, you can navigate to another questions also, or you can click on finish attempts. Here it is showing question 1, question 2, answer saved, not saved. So this is the way you can attempt the quiz. Here, who am I? I am a student. I have attempted the quiz. Now I will log out from my student account. I have logged out from my student account, and again I can be a teacher now. So if you want me to repeat the steps for assignment, checking, giving the assignment, checking the assignment, and sending the assignments, or getting the quiz prepared in Moodle, you can ask. You can keep discussion forum also as a part of your assessment in Moodle, because most of the times the discussion forum in MOOCs remains less engaging. So in order to make it highly engaging, creative, interesting, you can keep it as an assignment, and over there also you can use H5P tool. So if you want me to repeat the steps of quiz or assignment, I can repeat, otherwise we'll go ahead. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Okay, fine. So let us see, in addition to these forms of assessment in Moodle, we can also use certain tools for assessment separately also, or with the use of Google Classroom or Moodle also. So let us see how we can use these tools. One tool is quizzes, another is Kahoot, or you can use Mentimeter. So we'll discuss first Kahoot quizzes. This is quizzes. So it is very interesting and really a wonderful tool. There is a difference between Kahoot and quiz. Like when you use Kahoot, the questions are displayed on the teacher's screen and student answer from their own mobile phones or laptops. But in but in quizzes, you will will play one quizzes also. Like you will see questions will appear on your own screen also. So first of all, we'll see how a quiz can be prepared with quizzes. So just see, this is the main page of quizzes. Open, click on this option, create, click on quiz. You can give name to the quiz on research types. So you can select your area, because my area is education and I'm not able to see it among these given subjects. So I can click on other, click on next. So it is giving me options like quiz on research types. It is just giving me 2.5 out of 10 on quiz quality score. So I can add image of my quiz. So you can also have some images in your system. Find some image for your quiz. You can select the language, you can select the grades. You can keep this quiz public or visible to everyone, or you can keep it only private. Then save. Now, as I have added the quiz name, I have added the quiz image, I have set the grades. So it is giving me 7.5 score out of 10, but I have not added questions. So if I add at least 4 questions, then it will give me marks for the questions also. So you can add questions one by one, or you can teleport the question. Teleporting of questions means you can import the questions which are available on the theme which you are using for your quiz from the internet. So that is specifically for the quizzes. So you can use teleport option, or you can add new question. We'll see both the options one by one. So if you are using multiple choice questions, so so you can give the options to. So you have to click on the right answer and then your question will be saved. You can again add new question. So in this way, you can keep on adding the questions, or what you can do, you can teleport the questions. Let us see. We'll click on teleport. We are going to prepare quiz on research type. We have prescribed the grade also. So in the light of that thing, because you have set the language, English language, grades, university level. So, and topic is research type. So it will suggest you some questions for teleporting. You can click on this. If I also find this as suitable question, then I will click on add. Again, if it seems a suitable question, I will click on add. Again, also this is a good question. You can add all these questions to your topic. So I have added 11 questions.
Excuse me, ma'am.
G.
If we are adding our own question,
Yes.
how the right answer will be?
Okay, fine. Let us see. We'll add one more question. Click on new question. Select the option. Like write from where, like this is research topic, but still we are preparing a rough quiz from where corona virus originated. So you can write quickly USA, India, China. You have to just click on the right option this way, like I clicked on China. Fine. Fine.
Thank you.
So we have added the questions. Quiz quality, I have obtained 10 scores out of 10 for quiz quality. I have set the grades, I have used the language, I have added the image for my quiz. So my quiz is ready to be attempted. So I will click on, just see, here is a button, publish button on the top bar of this pattern. Just see, publish. Click on publish. So your quiz is ready. You can copy the link, or if you don't want to copy, or if you want to keep it saved in your system, it is saved under the library of your quizzes. So just see, it is my library. I have prepared this quiz on research types. These are some quizzes to be demonstrated. I have prepared for some sessions. So just see what you did. You clicked on create. You clicked on quiz. You gave the name to your quiz. You chose the subject. Then it will give you the option of preparing quiz. You can use different patterns, like you can use multiple choice questions or checklist or true false, whatever type of polling, whatever type of pattern you want to use, you can use. So let us see how you can share your quiz results. So open your system. This is a quiz which I have already prepared. Just see, this is a quiz. You can assign this quiz to your Google Classroom. Directly to your Google Classroom, or you can share a link to Canvas, Schoology, Microsoft Teams, or Twitter, or you can copy from here and you can share the link in the WhatsApp group of your student, or you can share by email also. This is the pattern of which you can use for playing the quiz later on, like you are assigning the quiz. If you don't want to assign the quiz, then again you are to if you don't want to assign the quiz to be played later, you can play the quiz in a live mode directly with your students. Start a live quiz in your classroom. You can use what you are to do. Just click on start a live quiz. Click on classic. Continue. Now open your system and click on open this joinmyquiz.com and enter this code. I'm waiting for participants to join this quiz. Joinmyquiz.com. Then enter this code 579162. 21 participants are here on this platform. Try to join quickly. Join myquiz.com and enter the code 579162.
Please, man, give the link in the chat box.
I will have to stop sharing screen, then I will be able to copy the link in the chat box. But still, I will have to stop sharing, sir.
Please tell the password.
579162. People are joining. Try to join quickly. 579162.
Yes, ma'am, joined.
Yes, good.
We can click start. Or
No, just wait. I'll start the quiz. You keep on joining, please. Quickly join.
joined.
Please keep on joining quickly. Join myquiz.com. Click on quiz.com. Then enter the code 579162. 579162. Is there any issue in joining? You can join with your phone also. Click on quizzes.com.
Oh,
Enter a code 579162. Then click on start. Good. Click enter quizzes.com. Then enter the code 579162.
ma'am, shall we start?
Yes, I am starting.
Okay.
Others will join in between. हो गया आपका? देखिए अब एंड करते हैं क्विज को। Three winners: Nancy, Harkishan, and Swapna. It always show 5 winners. It always show top 5 winners.
And just 2 seconds.
Just see, whenever you prepare quizzes, so all the quizzes will be saved under your My Library. If you click on My Library, you will be able to find the quizzes which you have prepared. So it depends upon your teaching need, whether you are going to share it as a live quiz or you are going to assign the quiz to be attempted later on by your students, and you can specify the timings. Like you can give the due date by which the students can attempt the quiz. So once you have clicked on end, the quiz will be ended and the results will be saved. We have clicked on end and exit the quiz. Now see under reports. Just see, this is the column reports. You have played this quiz, COVID-19, or you played this live quiz. You played this live quiz. Nancy, Harkishan, you are the participants in this quiz. So this is the live quiz which you played. These are the results or report of your quiz. So what you will do with this result? So this is the list of the participants. How many participants participated in the quiz? What was the performance level of the participants? So directly you can email the result to the parents of your students. So participant or student wise the result will be there, and you can directly email the result to the parents. You can collectively send the report of all the students to the all the parents, or you can see question wise behavior of your participants. Like if you want to see the level of difficulty of your question, so you can see the question wise behavior of your participants. This is the overview of your quiz. Like this person has did so many wrong or right answers, so it is the detail. And you can download the report, you can print the report, or you can email to single parent or email to all the parents. You can sort by score also. You can sort by accuracy, or you can sort by the names of the participants. So it was all about quizzes. You can prepare your own quiz with the help of quizzes, and you can play it live, or you can assign it for attempted to be later. So should I log out from this quiz? Should I log out? It is over. Or you want any additional demonstration regarding quizzes?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Over.
Okay, over, ma'am.
Over.
Okay. So let us see. In addition to quizzes, you can also use Kahoot. So how can you use Kahoot? Open kahoot.com. See, two things are there. This is kahoot.com. As a teacher, you are to prepare your quiz with kahoot.com, or as a student, you are to click on kahoot.it. So there is a difference between kahoot.com and kahoot.it. For a student, you are to click on kahoot.it to enter the code. If you click on kahoot.it, just see it will ask for the code. Enter the game pin. It is asking for the game pin. That game pin will be provided by the teacher. So you will click on kahoot.com.
Ma'am, please, these
This is kahoot.com. In the same way, like you have, you are using quizzes, you can use Kahoot also. So this is Kahoot page. You can create. See, here is the option of creating quizzes on Kahoot. You can click on create. You can create. Again, you are to click on create. So here also you can add single question one by one, or you can add question from question bank. So if you want to add questions from question bank, so you can add Kahoot title also. You can give title to your quiz. From question bank, you can add quizzes. What are the types of marketing research? If you don't want to add this, so go for the questions which you want to add. Now 10 questions have been added in this quiz. So click on done. Click on done. On top right corner, you will find done. One question missing, two answers missing, correct answer not selected. So I will back to edit and I will fix these questions. So first was not added. Just see, it can be used as a method of adding question one by one. If this answer is right, all the above, so you are to click on. Right question can be selected by clicking on this right option. What were the queries or things which were not clear? Now it is saying that Kahoot is ready to be played. You are to click on done. Now this is the quiz on research type. You can play the quiz. And you can create the quiz. So this is Kahoot. So over from my side, is there any query? All the queries are welcome for the session. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Really nice session with
Audible,
you.
audible.
Ma'am, really nice session with you.
Thank you. Any queries?
Could you please tell about the participant enrollment for 10 minutes? Participants enrollment.
Ma'am, please share the links.
Links for what? Link for what?
What we have done, quiz and Moodle and
Okay, no link is there. For Moodle, you are to sign up and you are to create your Moodle site. For quizzes, you are to click on quizzes.com and then create your account. For Kahoot also, you are to create your account on kahoot.com. For your students, like we played in our this class, we played with quizzes. You participated in the quiz as student. So when you are going to share your code, so in the same way you will share the code with your students. In Kahoot also, your student will be given code by you and they will enter the code with kahoot.it.
Ma'am, could you please discuss a little bit about the enrollment in the student enrollment?
Enrollment, okay, fine. Just in 2 minutes, I'm
Yeah.
discussing. So just see, we'll open Moodle. My screen is visible, I think. I opened the Moodle site. This is Moodle site. See, when you are talking about user enrollment, because we are running short of time. User enrollment will be done from site administration. Just see, here is the option. My cursor is visible, I hope. On the left side, it is site administration. Users are enrolled on the Moodle site. So you have to click on site administration. I clicked on site administration. You can write the steps, then click on users, then click on add a new user. So you can add user in a manual mode, or you can upload the user, upload user. So from here you can upload the users in bulk by using Excel sheet, or you can add a new user and you can upload a single user. Add a new user. So manually you can add user, you can add username. So you have to click on, it is always good to click on generate password and notify user. Like Moodle will generate the passive password and Moodle will automatically notify the user. You will not need to create the password for your every user. So Moodle will automatically generate the password and notify the user. Click new password. Here, if you want to give password by your own to your students, so it is not wise to give, because every time for every user you will have to give the password. So it is good if you click on generate password and notify user. So students will get the password notified by the user, and that will be one time password. Hypothetically, I am assigning these things. These are very important thing, like you are to give username, you are to give first name, you are to give surname, and you are to give the email address. These are the mandatory things. Otherwise, no need to give such other things also. And create user. The user is created. Kerala, India. This user has been created. Now the user has been created, but the user is not enrolled in the course. How you will enroll user in your course? You will open the course. So this is the course. You will open the course, or you will open some other course which is quite well framed course. You will open the course. You will go on course administration. You will click on users. Then you will click on enrolled users. You have just created the users, but you have not enrolled the users. Now click on enroll users. You have to click on the user, username, Kerala, India. And you can assign the cohort. So this user has been enrolled in the course. So this user is enrolled in the course. This is the user. We have just entered this, enrolled this user. And from that account, if I enroll, if I open Moodle account with this account, so here you will find कि मैंने कब access किया. Till now, this user has not accessed because I just created it. Fine.
Fine, ma'am. But I need one more query. That is, what are the things we needed in the Excel sheet then?
In Excel sheet, I am just sharing the pattern just quickly in 1 minute because we are running short of time and I have to take some other session also. Just see. Just see in Excel sheet, you are to fill these details. You can have a picture of it.
No,
You can click. You are to fill first name, last name, email, username, password, and the batch or cohort. You are to fill first name, last name, email, username, password, and cohort.
Password last one, what is that? Cohort.
Cohort means batch.
Batch. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.